It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to a rainy Tuesday.
I'm staying in touch with my divine femininity.
So am I. I'm staying in touch with everybody's divine femininity.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to a rainy South Florida day. Oh, wow. It is just pouring out there. So if we get a little bit interrupted by the weather, we'll know what's going on.
If we lose the internet, it's because we lost power, because we shouldn't lose internet.
Anyway, happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the Midday Show. We've got some exciting news coming your way, as well as we are out of Mercury retrograde.
Yes.
So things are going straight and direct, which means it's time for new opportunities to come to fruition. Everything that you've been putting on hold or things have been going a little bit slow, now is the time to move forward. Do what you got to do.
Pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal. Kick
Make
it forward.
Grow, make it go.
Whatever you got to do.
Never say no to an
Not
opportunity.
whatever you got to do, but.
What? Yes.
Although I'm not so sure.
You said it. That's it. It's in.
No, you said it.
I say it again.
Opportunities are, I can't get into it because I'm not going to air our laundry on air, but there are caveats and carve-outs to everything.
Mona Lisa said we go, we go.
She said we go to something else.
No, she didn't say that. She said we go. You weren't at the meeting. Nobody has a problem. Let's do this.
You haven't told them the situation at hand.
I showed it to them. Wapata.
Wapata, they went, no wapata.
They went, wow, that's a little graphic.
Yeah.
But it happened, yes, true.
Are you talking about what just happened?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there. I lived it.
And you said?
Tell her the truth.
I honestly can't remember what I said.
You say it's not a problem. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no. Don't stress about it.
Dawn, when one door closes, many windows open.
Is that what it is? As long as it's not raining, we're okay?
It can rain.
As long as we can stay dry when those windows open, it's all good?
I think better when I'm wet.
All right.
Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
Wow. Wow.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a
What
whole
you made
nother
me
level.
say that for?
I didn't say anything.
It is the psychology of the deal. If you run at it, it will run away. If you run from it, it will chase you. Which would you rather be?
I feel like you're talking
In circles.
now in circles.
He's totally out of context. He's validating his decision is what he's doing. That's what guys do. They validate their decision by working your way around it.
And you know what girls do?
We have the
They try to
conversation
figure
in our
out-
head.
They try to figure out what you're thinking so that they can demise it.
No.
That's what they do.
I think the difference is I have the conversation in my head before I verbalize it, but then I have to verbalize it, and then you hyper-verbalize it.
I hyper-verbalize.
And then I hyper-internalize it.
You ever notice that your end of the conversation, you always think you're right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm right for
And
me.
I'm always wrong.
No, I'm right for me. I told you, you can do what's good
How
for
are you right for you and not right for me? That
Because
doesn't
you
make
have
any
to make
sense.
your, I told you, I'm in touch with my divine femininity.
So am I.
If I did not cause it, I cannot control it, and I cannot change it.
And
then
I
need to
squash
let it
it,
go.
and I move it, and I go.
Then I need to let it go. So you have to make those decisions for you.
But then you let it go, but then it bothers you.
No.
And then, yeah, because you rain on my parade. When you got angry, it started to rain. Got my car wet.
See, at least your car's getting washed, though.
Wow. Wow.
Silver lining.
Wow. You know, women have they're like spin doctors. It doesn't matter what idea you have. If they don't like it, it's wrong. Then they're going to bleed you little by little to show you why. I feel all the blood draining out of my butt.
Anyway, you ready to talk to Ray Gordon?
I'm making him nervous.
Are you making him nervous? I don't know why he's nervous. Ray, take that mic out of the holder, please.
You're going to hold on to that
You're going to
mic.
hold it. I would give you a lavalier, but I think you might be more comfortable holding that.
Second thing to be more nervous.
Yes. I don't know why Ray should be nervous. Like, we have exciting news that we're going to be sharing with Ray.
So you may as well just get right into it.
And we've been keeping him. No, I like to keep him nervous. We can be keeping him on ice to make him even more nervous. Now, this is a man who has played in front of thousands. You've done concerts. You've talked to everybody. Then your wish list came along. You showed up in the studio. And why don't you tell us what you're up to?
Singer-songwriter Ray Gordon. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on the show. Well, like I was telling Freddie, this is a shy guy over here when it comes to talking. Everything else, the music part, I have no problems. Done the tours, played in the small arena, big arena, the whole bit. But this thing here I got to conquer, right, Freddie?
You are conquering. You're doing it. It's only the first 30 seconds that is something new.
Well, people are wondering what this something is.
Well, this something is I'm going to be having my own television show.
Woo-woo!
Tell them RCG.
Tell them RCG. And you know, we got to ask you, how'd you come up with Tell them RCG? What does that mean?
Well, Tell them is a thing I had, like, I've come across so many people in my lifetime, and I call them the unknown gems that nobody knows. And I want to tell folks about them. RCG is my signature of my name, which is my signature tap in everything I do. RCG music, RCG management, so tell them that RCG had to be there at it. Tell them RCG.
So is this like me saying, tell them RCG? Is it like that?
It's like that. How else can we play it? Tell me.
No, because I thought it was tell them RCG was like a sentence, but it's not. It's like tell them RCG.
No, actually, it's like a sentence.
Yeah,
Tell
but
them
it's me
RCG.
saying to you, why don't you tell them RCG? Let them know that you got some gem here, and you're going to talk about the gem. So it's more, what's the word?
Yes, I know what you're saying, and I like the way you're putting it because that seems to really tag what I'm doing. Telling the folks about this particular person, or even my world, my other world, not just the music world, is real estate. And so I want to expose some of my associates that's pretty interested, but nobody hears about them and their endeavors, So it's that kind of show.
All right, so it's tell them, RCG, or
Yes.
No.
tell them RCG?
Tell them RCG.
Tell them RCG, no
Exclamation
comma.
point.
Exclamation point.
Right, because
Power of punctuation.
It's like the power of three when they come in here and they do the whole power of three thing. So he's going to tell them RCG. That reminds me, back in the day, I think it was Stevie Wonder that came up with a song, and then somebody came up with Tell Him Stevie. Tell him Stevie, because Stevie Wonder has something to say. You're starting out in the business. Man, this is going back a ways. And yeah, that's the magic about what you do, because you sing, you play the piano, you do all sorts of stuff. You touch souls.
Thank you.
This is going to be fun.
So I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, came here and met you, and you just sold right into my dream without even knowing it. This is something I've been talking about, friends and family, every year. For the last 3 years, it's been on my goal for the year. And this year is coming into fruition.
What is the
because
dream?
it's done.
The TV show, what's your message?
The message is going to be basically positive living amongst those who we don't hear about. We see on television all the famous people and stuff, but there's so many others daily that has this great message of life, and I want to share that with them. Because 9 times out of 10, when I come across people, those are the folks who come to, I had an experience just here in the studio this morning that comes and start talking to me. Everybody will say, Ray, you have this personality where we're so comfortable around you. And, we feel like we can talk to you. And they share, So that's the kind of platform I want for the TV show.
You want people to come talk to you, but you're also going to be playing music?
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely. So the show is going to be entwined with some live entertainment, live music, myself at times, and others from my music world, and then either interviewing the artists or bringing in a special guest for the day.
Yesterday we had a young man, 2 young men, come in here, and we met them through a new app that we are actually we're the beta for them. And the gentleman wants to record and distribute music for new artists. So I want to put it together so you and him can talk. And somehow all 3 of us are going to put this ham and eggs together and make an omelet. And then the other gentleman mixes music and things of that nature. So there's a lot right now what you're talking about. But the thing that touched me when I met you is that you and I, we share a dream. You see, because you want to do this to help others, to promote them, and it's your bucket list, and it does all this wonderful thing that you've always wanted to do. So at my age, this year, I made, on my day of my birthday, I made a commitment that I am going to reach out for a bucket list. Now, I've never said this to anybody. I've never told Dawn my bucket, I never. I go along, I say, you know, Heather, you want to do this? Jay, you want to do this? I got no problem doing it.
Wow.
But I want
Amazing.
something now. See, I'm going to ask the business for something for the first time in doing this in over 20 years. I'm going to ask the business to give me something. So we's about to go, she's looking at me like, where's he going? We's about to go to other states, and I'm going to send 1, 2, 3. I'm going to send different people out to different states. New York, Chicago, and San Francisco is on the map. Because now it is doable, achievable, and it's your encouragement is the reason that I'm pursuing it. Do you understand?
Interesting. Yes,
so
definitely.
what you are bringing, when they start coming in here, you got to watch how they light up. Because you're giving people an opportunity they ain't never had to put their music on radio, real radio, social media, and everything else, and getting a name. You know, I think Spider Cherry is probably going to see this and say, I think it's time that we join forces. Because now is the time. Now is the time when the rest of us have to get together to help one another.
You know, I definitely want to say I respect you and Dawn's energy and also your insight, you know, on things. Because we were talking this morning and you're just like, Ray, this is the time, just do it. Don't second guess it, you know, just take
do
the
it.
opportunity to do it.
Sure.
And I respect and appreciate that very much. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
It's time to do it. When are we starting?
We are going to start the first week in May.
Wow.
First show. First show.
So we'll be doing some
So-
elements, some commercials. We're going to
Yes.
invite other people. We're going to invite people when you have your show to come on down during the taping. Is going to air. Do we decide?
Either I'm looking at either the first week or the second week.
Okay.
We'll decide and just make some announcements about that.
So we'll put,
Come
and we
back
have a
in.
floater in because sometimes you have gigs on Friday, so it might be Wednesday or Thursday for the taping.
Yes, for the taping. Yeah.
See, that's the part I like the best.
Do you have original music?
I do have original music. Nothing recorded. Can you believe that, guys? I've recorded for others, none for myself.
Of course, I believe that.
But you play multiple instruments.
Yes, I do. Guitar, bass, little drums, and the keyboards.
And I'm hoping that we can get ready to play here on May 2nd.
May
So
2nd.
We've got our
Let's go on.
fundraiser for the Amp Media Futures Foundation. It would be amazing to get you, maybe Doc with you to sing.
Okay.
And put all that together. Last time we had about 175 people. I know these walls expanded, which was incredible. Hopefully we don't get this. And set up music. We've got literally the piano and 2 other stages that we can rotate music through.
I like to bring in a couple of artists so they can do a jam session, maybe CC and him.
Nice, that would be
I'm
good.
hoping Jay and Josh will play with them.
Josh
That'd be
and-
good.
and-
That'd be good.
See, what I like to do is I like to put all those ingredients together, not knowing what we're going to get. I'm not looking for the perfectionist. I'm looking for something that people are going to relate to because you're giving it the effort, just like your show.
Kind of lights their
Definitely.
soul,
Definitely. Okay, looking forward to that.
which will be incredible. It's a
looking forward to
Friday night. Then I know we've talked about going on location. You've got a great venue opportunity
Yes.
to bring this show to a
Yes.
beautiful area with a
Yes.
beautiful grand piano
Yes.
and open that up in East Boca, which would be magnificent.
We're going to go take a look at it today, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about today. But
Oh, that's right.
I don't know about today for 2 reasons. One is the weather. 2 is I think we have an opportunity to go up to see another venue.
Well, it depends. If we go at 2, you can be back in time to do
Maybe
that
we
at
could
4.
both.
So we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Incredible.
Definitely.
It could be
Again,
fun.
guys, thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward to this show. I think it's going to make a difference in this community, you know, based on the ideas and the vision that I have for it.
What's your long-term vision? What are your goals with this?
My goals is definitely to encourage others out there through the elements of the music and the unknown gems, you know, because this may go, well, it will go all over the world, and there may be somebody out there that says, wait a minute, I'm one of those unknown. You know, I could push myself. I see what Ray and his television show is offering. You know, let me reach out to him even.
Why
you know?
not?
How did you
Definitely.
start in the music business?
My family. Everyone in my family plays or sing. That's such a regular story, right? But really,
No.
everyone. My mom is a great singer. You know, I grew up in the church environment, and of course, my uncle had a top professional gospel group in Jamaica to this day. You know, and I grew up in the musical world. Then my kids, they carried it on. My cousins, they carried it on. You know, my son will be coming here from time to time also to
Excellent.
be a part of it.
And we're going to also, as part of the deal I made to Ray, is that we're going to play his show 8:30 on Monday nights until we sell it. Because I want the world to be able to hear not only the gems, as he calls them, but I want people to hear him. Because if you're going to have a bucket list, man, you might as well go all in.
Definitely.
Just let it rip. That's why I never like the word no in anything anybody comes up with. Because no is easy, and yes is work. And you got to put the work in to make it successful. So I'm excited that we're going to be starting this thing. And it's going to be a movable deal where we're going to have Monday, Thursday, or Friday, depending on when we're going to be taping it. And I want people to come down when you're taping. I want people to feel good about themselves. And if you think that you can sing or you can play an instrument, I want you to get in touch with
Definitely.
Ray. We've been after this for the longest. We've done it a few times. It has worked. J.C. Dreesen was with us over a year.
Yeah.
But she didn't invite newbies. She actually entertained people. This is a little bit different. But there's some other ideas that I want to do with Ray. If he's open, if he gets the jitters out, he's open.
I
Maybe
told
to
you,
do-
give me a good month, and you're going to be like, is this Ray?
Well, we also have other people, Ray, that are going to want to participate in your gifts in other locations because we're opening up different venues, different studios, different callings. We have one on Friday. We're working on another one here, another one up there, one down south. You know, we have different studios where we could take you with us and have a party in every different place.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we're able to build this relationship too, you know. Everything happens for a purpose and in its own time. And like you said, when you say this is the time, right? That's what
Time
you
is
said.
now.
Is your
Yes.
family excited?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very excited. They can't believe it, though, because I'm not the talker. I'm the one who's always developing the artists and behind the scenes and pushing them, you know.
But you've
So
got
this
things to
gives me
say.
the opportunity to come up front like
Yeah.
this and talk about these people that I've dealt with.
You know, Ray, when I was first on radio, I'm not talking about the Freddie Fixer show, even though I had that with my son. Anytime we used to drive at night, whoever was in the car, whether it was my sons or Linda or Sarah or Zane, it didn't matter who, they used to put the radio station on the air. So they weren't listening to music.
Yeah.
They were listening to the show. And then they would applaud in the car. And the first time they did that, I looked around like, what's going on? And they were applauding for the fact that no matter what you do in life, to see maybe something in the movie screen or to hear it on radio for the first time, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. And a lot of people say, oh, you're making a big deal about this. But no, if you listen to it and you're driving along and there's people in the car and you just listen, it's an unbelievable feeling.
Yes. Yeah.
And it only happens once. That's what separates every day from a miracle. It's that first once. And that's what you're going to experience. And I am dying to see how that first show goes because it's tremendous. I still have the first recording that she did at iHeart. I still have that one. Then I have the first recording that she did at the Beasley station. See, I keep first recordings. I keep
Yes.
first recordings to every show because it's an amazing aspect when you get to hear yourself on the radio in real life. Just, it's there, and nobody can ever take that away from you. Just an amazing, amazing accomplishment. I think you're going to be very happy with it.
I really think so also. Looking forward to it.
What's the name of the show again?
Tell them RCG.
Tell them RCG. all
Without
right?
a comma.
Without a comma. So when we go to put it together, I'm going to say to them, comma or no comma? No comma. Tell them RCG. I love it. Ray,
Definitely.
welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it, guys.
It is our pleasure. So
Yes.
check that out. It's going to be coming the first week in May, recording starting the last week in April. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got Helen Archer joining us of Cosmic Astrology Society on this rainy day. But you can follow us at the Brooklyn Cafe TV on Amp Media Productions on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Like us, follow us, subscribe to our channels, see all of the amazing content and shows that we put out, just like Tell Us RCG. More to come. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Amp Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
This is Smoke Barbecue. We're located in Fort Lauderdale at 3351 Northeast 32nd Street, Fort Lauderdale 33308. Our website is www.eatsmokebbq.com. It's EATSMOKEBBQ.com. You can order online. We also do catering for 10 to 10,000.
If you are looking to bring your family out to an incredible food venue, this is the place. We're at Smoke Barbecue in East Fort Lauderdale. Everything is amazing. You can see their faces on our crew, and the amount of food that they have taken down in about 15 minutes is absolutely unbelievable.
And we're still going. I can't talk, I'm eating.
And everything is coming. So here, let's eat.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
In a world where finding reliable and compassionate home care can be overwhelming, Sunshine Home Care Services stands as a beacon of hope. That's why we've partnered with professional nurses, physical rehabilitation centers, and medical offices to ensure their patients receive the very best in home care. At Sunshine Home Care Services, our mission is simple yet profound: to support and enhance the lives of our clients. We genuinely enhance the quality of life and offer a comprehensive suite of 26 services tailored to meet every need. We go beyond the basics with health monitoring, emotional support, pet care, and home safety checks. Sunshine Home Care Services is more than just a service. It's a partnership in care. We invite you to experience the difference a compassionate team can make. For a personal consultation, call us today at 561-821-5811.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. You see, that's two. Monday, Tuesday, two newbies. You got Alicia yesterday joining
on the Thursday shows.
On the Thursday shows, you got a new show starting here. So we're looking for the trifecta tomorrow.
All right, we'll see what
And
happens.
they have it for you.
All right, so this Friday, join us at Ford's Garage at Plantation Walk down in Plantation. just off of University Drive and Broward Boulevard. Come on down. We are going to be there with the Power of Three, Full Circle Networking. It's an incredible luncheon Amp Media Productions proudly gets to do the media, the recording. We always put a little vignette together, do some interviews live on site, and putting that together. And Amp Media Futures Foundation is one of the foundations that this lunch is going to be supporting and sponsoring in June. So we're excited to be a part of that. Tickets are $32. All the money goes to lunch, and then whatever left goes back to the charity of the month. It's exciting. So that's going to be this Friday at 11:30. So coming out, we can put the invitation as well. I'll share it out on social media. We just got it again. But it's going to be fantastic. Last month there were about 80 people there. The month before there was about 50. So they're growing by leaps and bounds. So we may be at 100 this month, which is pretty exciting.
Every raise available will come with us.
All exciting things. So yes, the power of the remote, the power of three, the power of full circle networking, it all comes together. So that's going to be on Friday.
Yes. Growth, as they say.
All right, you ready to talk to Helen?
Yeah, because we're out of the retrograde.
I'm excited because, I can finally breathe a little calmer. Mercury is now straight, I think. But we're going to leave that to the expert. Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society is joining us in the studio. So let's roll it. And there she is. All right, Helen, you ready? Let's tell it, besides this rain, I'm sure she's going to tell us why it's raining. Let's bring Helen over and see what's happening with the stars.
How you doing today?
We're great. Really? We're great. How are you doing? That was kind of creepy, Helen.
Well, we needed the rain.
Helen's name and it cracked thunder.
You heard that?
Cracked thunder and spit lightning. What movie was that? Rocky?
Wow.
Rocky.
So, Mercury, yes. You know, it's been going backwards for 3 weeks. First it was in Aries, so we were all gung-ho, ready to get things done, ready to move on projects and jumping into relationships. And then it was like, whoa. Mercury started going backwards, then it was backwards in Aries, and then it went back into Pisces. So now we had to reimagine, recreate, redirect, reassign our goals and projects because we realized that we needed to make adjustments. And a lot of people had delays in getting their money and moving ahead. So anyway, that is over now. And Mercury started going forwards yesterday. It's still in Pisces, so we're still redoing and imagining our creative ventures and putting together our projects for final review. So Venus is still going backwards until the 17th, and then it moves forward, and by the beginning of May, Saturn and Venus will be in Aries, which is a more positive, more go-getter, more extroverted sign. Right now in Pisces, like I said, we need to go through our subconscious and root out all the negative emotions that have been baggage, that have been holding us back from moving ahead. So we can't really lose the memories of what those emotions evoked, but we have to detach ourselves from the feelings. And if we can do that, then we'll have a clear channel and get creative inspiration to move ahead.
That's what I'm working on, detaching from the feelings of things that disturb me. I'm working really hard on it, actually. I know, contrary to, but it is. It's really a thing that can hold you back.
It can hold you back because you have fears and hesitations that normally you wouldn't have. You would be more optimistic, more, ready to move ahead. But this holds you back. It's a hindrance. So we want to get rid of that. The other thing is if you're trying to build a channel so that you get cosmic inspiration, so that you can improve your intuition and sixth sense functioning, you have to have a clear channel. So you have to get rid of all these emotions.
Well, the funny thing is that when you said not to sign, I took that opportunity to introduce and get ready to push. And then I left it alone. And then it simmered. And it went backwards and forward. And then the economy and the this and the that, all this stuff came up. Okay, that's fine. And then when it lifted, then I said, okay, here we go. Case in point. this morning, the meeting, case in point. Alicia, yes, a case in point. I'm saying yes, let's go. Good, bad, or indifferent doesn't matter anymore because the summer's coming, the rains are here. You better get out there, you better get wet, and you better get it done. Because if you don't, when this damn cycle thing happens again, it all shuts down. Planes fall out of the sky. This is craziness. So I learned my lesson. Listen, don't do when they tell you don't do, but when they say pass $200 and collect go, it's time to go. It's just time to say yes and figure it out.
So we still have Mars in Cancer, so that's been some of the problems. There's been health issues, there's been family issues, there's been losses of loved ones that have come in between and demanded people's attentions and resources. So now Mars is going to be exiting Cancer after months. And also the economy is going to improve after the 17th. It goes into Leo. It's going to make positive aspects to the Aries planets, and it'll keep making positive aspects for 6 weeks. So we're just waiting for that to happen. So now we're like in the back burner, and like you said, we're ready to move ahead, and within the next week we'll start moving ahead.
Excellent. That's what I'm looking for. So you got to jump on this.
And all the plans from the beginning of the year are finally going to kick in.
We've got 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
All right, you got a good 6 weeks. It's like, when you go through your cycle as a woman, you got about 3 good weeks out of the month. And then you got a bad one. So now we got about 6 good weeks before something goes backwards again.
Why you got to mess up a good thing? This is what I mean about
you. got double the fun on that one. So you got 6 weeks.
Double what fun?
Double the fun.
No. X-nay on the mess
But that's why the fundraiser's May 2nd, because Helen picked the day. It was after, I guess, April 17th, the beginning of May, and she said everything was going to be in Aries, so it's a good time to grow.
And you're in Aries, so it's good for you.
And bad for the rest of us.
And if it's good for me, then it's good for you, too.
No, I didn't say that.
No, her. She says that this one, she's all of a sudden, no, yes. No. It's that cycle
It's just got to be what's in feels good in my
flow.
gut.
Flow.
When it's good in my gut, it flows. I'm flowing.
Do you flow?
I'm flowing.
Okay, you keep flowing. Don't say no, say yes, and then figure it out.
What's happening with governments right now?
So the Mars in Cancer is making people fearful and making it look like we're going to have economic problems. And as I said, you can't rely on what's happening in the market with Mercury retrograde, and now it's starting to move forward, so the market is going back up. And I think what happened is a lot of the big investors who have like blocks of stocks, they decided to sell those stocks and make the economy look bad, and now they're buying them all back. So they took their profits, and the poor people who are in the middle, who are panicking and sold, they're the ones that lose out. The big money guys, they don't lose because they control the flow of the market. So now the economy is going to start picking up. The deals are going to be made, and then, like I said, once Mars moves into Leo, we're going to have fire signs, and fire signs are action. Fire signs take off. Fire signs make things happen.
It's like, it was a Stevie Wonder that said, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something.
That was Billy Preston.
Billy Preston. Okay, so I'm with that philosophy. If I got nothing from nothing equals nothing. So I'm just going to go and reach for mine. Just go get it. And if it don't work, what difference does it make? You don't have it anyway, right? So if you don't have it anyway, reach for it, now you have it. But when it shines, then you look like an Einstein. I'm looking pretty smart right now because I did not make a move. I did listen to you. I didn't make a move. I waited. And people are asking me, why? What are you waiting for? I said, I'm waiting for her. Not you, waiting for her.
Sure.
Now she says, let's go. Now I make the phone calls. And it seems like everybody wants to play. Everybody's energy is going in this direction. So let's do this.
That's right. Everything's going to move forward. And you just wait and see. In another week, and then especially after the beginning of the month, things are really going to start moving ahead because Saturn, after 2.5 years of making people fearful and hesitant and emotionally charged in a wrong way for fears and things like that, phobias, jealousy, all those things are going to abate because now people are going to be so busy, people are going to have so much activity, social life is going to improve, people are going to get out there, they're not going to want to be isolated anymore, and things are going to be a lot more optimistic.
Agreed. Put your boat in the water, because it ain't going to get you what you want to get on land, right? So you put your boat in the water, ride that wave, and go. Just go. Just do it. Be positive, think positive, and get it done.
And we'll make the adjustments as we go along.
That's right. But that's the name of life anyway, right? We don't know half the things that we do today. I still don't know half the things that you talk about in that room. I don't care. I mean, just put it out there and let's go.
Really?
Yeah. Look at her face. I don't understand her verbiage. She talks to my son in the morning. Do you think I know what they're talking about? No. Did I fix the TV? Yes. Look at her, look at her. She doesn't know what to do with me. That's what it's all about. You see, but they never see me coming. Because I'm going to throw something at you that's different. Because now is the time to sign. Where's my napkins? Mona Lisa, where are my napkins? That's right. Always have a
She has an
napkin
answer
ready.
for you.
So the thing that's happening with you at the moment is you have these planets in Pisces. Venus and Saturn have come together today. So Venus is now past Saturn. So you are benefiting from your experience and you've learned what to do and what not to do.
That's right. I'm going to tell you, cheers to you. And I'm feeling it. Then what did I tell you yesterday? Something big is coming, right? I even forgot she was coming today. But there's
How
something
could you forget?
that because I try to focus on what you tell me, I forget when you show up. But the important thing is that I feel something huge is coming, and I want to be ready for it. I'm looking for it, and I'm taking no survivors. I'm going, and I'm doing it. But there's like this inner energy all of a sudden, and I'm remembering all the things. Remember when I was talking to him, we were talking about Soul Train, and how that show exploded. And those are things from my past that I got to see as a kid growing up. Why can't we do it again? Why can't we bring that era back with music and entertainment and frequencies and all that? Why not? That's what they did back then.
We should.
It's a good thing to do. Look at her, she doesn't know what to do with me.
No, I'm just listening.
So the other thing with, we've been talking about relationships with Venus going backwards and my saying that it's not a time to start a relationship or break up a relationship because things are not what they seem. So now that Venus has come to Saturn, we have to reassess our relationships. And we have to ask ourselves, we know that we're not getting everything we want. Can we settle? Can we be happy because we love the person? Or if we found out that it's never going to be right and we can't do it anymore, then now it's time to walk away in another week after Venus and Mars start changing. Then we can say, yes, this relationship is worth keeping. This relationship's got to go. And so those people who are stick in the muds, who resist everything you try to do, who put you down, who are constantly criticizing you or saying that you're constantly criticizing them. These relationships, they either need to be worked out and you need to come to a balance in the center or you need to walk away. And the other thing is if you've been in a relationship because you're getting a financial benefit or because you're getting social status, you may decide that you can't sustain that kind of relationship because your heart just isn't in it.
Interesting.
So you're being truthful.
You have to be truthful, and
But
this is another part of going through your subconscious and figuring out what your feelings really are.
That could be dangerous.
It could be. It's how truthful can you be with your soul, and can you live with the answers and the decisions that you make?
But that's not the danger part that I see.
What do you
It's
see?
being truthful about yourself. Because if you've been in denial all this time and you ain't truthful today, it's like the question I asked, why are people being truthful and apologizing today? What's the catch? Why is it that all of a sudden there's all this is being honest with one another? It's kind of scary if you think about it. Are they truthful to themselves or to their relationship?
It depends. You should be
Interesting.
truthful to yourself, but when money's
I
involved,
smell
not
a
always,
show.
right?
I smell a show.
I don't know. And then the other thing is, Saturn is like the older man, and Venus is the younger woman. So May-December relationship could be the opposite, the older woman and younger man. These are May-December relationships, and Saturn and Venus work together in that kind of a relationship.
Older woman, younger man?
Older man, younger woman. And a relationship where the parties are more than 10 years apart in age.
So it's 10 years, and that's a lot.
So those are the relationships that are happening or not happening?
Those are the relationships that were positive under this Saturn and Venus cycle, and now they become an assessing. Is it positive? Are we really, am I there because of the money? Am I there because of the status? Am I there because I really feel it?
That's interesting.
Wow. We could write a book on this one.
Why? You know anyone in that type of relationship?
I know lots of people.
Do you?
Yes.
But that's what you always say. Marriage comes down to sometimes a financial business
Not
decision.
sometimes. All the time. It's all a business, baby. The funny thing is that when you meet somebody you care about and you discuss it as a business, if they look at you and say, oh, no, then you know that ain't going to work for you. But if you know it's a business going in, everybody gets happy. You can always coochie, lovey. But business, that you have to control. That you have to control.
It's interesting. If you walk away from the money because your souls just can't handle the relationship anymore. That's a whole other can of worms, Helen, because a lot of people stay for what they stay for. And now you're saying be true to yourself, which you should always be true to yourself if you can handle what it takes at the end, on the other side of it, I guess, is what it comes down to.
I'm saying nothing.
So then there was a volcano that just erupted.
Yeah.
Was it in the Philippines or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're still feeling the eclipse effect. So, we've had really bad weather for the last week. The eclipse was at the end of March. And so, yes, so for another 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, we're going to be feeling eclipse effects in terms of the weather.
As
That's
the rains are coming down.
That's what this is still the effects of the weather?
This is the effect of the weather that was in the Midwest that caused all that flooding and tornadoes, that front. As the high is moving east into the ocean, that's pulling all that moisture that was in that front down to us.
What do you see happening for the summer?
Weather-wise, or there's not another eclipse until the fall, so we should be okay weather-wise.
What about people? They say with all these new changes in border control, less people are coming into the States. Is it going to be affecting tourism? Is it going to be affecting the economy?
I think the economy is going to jumpstart.
Okay.
And then in June, we have Jupiter changing signs from Gemini into Cancer. And, we have the 3 Cancer planets. So the Jupiter is going to be energizing the Cancer planets. So it'll be good for the economy. It'll be good for the weather. It'll be good for farming. And it'll be good just in general for an optimism. We'll get jobs back. We'll make money. And, yeah, I think we'll have a lot of tourism. I don't see any travel, problems other than I don't know when the next Mercury retrograde will be. But like I said, I don't think we have another eclipse before either September or October because when the South Node is in Virgo, when the Sun is in Virgo, that's when we're going to start having eclipses.
Do you think jobs are going to change? Because we're in this age of Aquarius. A lot of people have lost their government jobs, different fundings, different foundations have lost funding. All these people that have lost their jobs need to find jobs. Change in planetary movement, age of Aquarius, is that going to change the aspect of where people are looking for employment?
I think there will be more factory work because Aries rules factories. It also rules robots. So robots are going to make our lives easier. I think jobs are going to change. People are going to have to get retrained, and higher education is the key. So Jupiter is still in Gemini until June, so it's a good time to reinvent yourself and to get a new career. If you have lost your job, get in on the tech bandwagon and learn more about computers, AI, robots. All those things are going to be what's providing jobs in the future. Because we also have Pluto in Aquarius, which is, the Aquarian age. So we are going to go to Mars over that period of time. And so, yeah, there's going to be new jobs for the new age.
I think that's the only way to sustain. People have to be able to sustain lives and living and putting food on the table. is to get retrained and find the jobs that are out there.
And creative jobs,
Yeah,
too. You
that's
know,
what I think.
people's creative talents and their ability to create products. A lot of people are going to be working for themselves.
Age of Aquarius, you got to figure it's about creativity, free flowing, going with the flow, all that good stuff. You know how that goes.
I'm not saying nothing. Because it's really difficult to comprehend so many changes all at once. And I remember when Obama was president, that kid that stood up and says, I want to have a job. And Obama says, well, what did you do? And he says, well, I was MIT tech guy. And Obama says, well, you know, there are jobs in farming to pick fruits and farming. He says, I didn't go to school to be a farmer.
Right.
And he said it right to the president's face. And everybody got a big chuckle about it. I think that one of the problems is your philosophy as to what's going on around you has to change.
But you know, well, you're raising kids, you have a wife, you got to put food on the table and pay for rent.
But will you do what we would do?
Well,
in our day,
what
we
did
would.
you did?
Would they do what we did in the day to put food on the table?
It depends. I guess it depends how bad you want it as you figure out what you got to do.
Depends on how hungry
I've
you
seen
get.
it both ways. I've seen people down to the bottom of the barrel because they will not take less than what they are trained for.
And I've seen people starve because they won't.
Right, so.
Until you can't starve.
But that goes
no
to
more.
choice and free will. Is
Well,
that
you
changing?
got to stay liquid. You know, if you're going to have to work on something until it pays for gas, and I mean, you got to flow. You got to stay liquid. Otherwise, if you're stuck, you got no car, no vehicle, you walk to work, you hike to work, that's...
What do you do,
What
right?
are you going to do then? You're putting yourself in a corner. Again, you got to think the game out. So, I look forward to change. I just hope that we are ready for that change.
You got something new coming out, new ideas, Helen?
New ideas.
Summer forecast.
Go dating. Are you dating?
Am I dating? Yes, I'm dating.
Oh, so I guess it's a good sign. Follow the money. Remember that movie? Follow the money. So if you're dating, it must be a good thing.
At my age, it's a good thing.
Honey, at everybody's age is a good thing. If you're in a
Well,
relationship,
especially
it's
at
a
my
good thing.
age, the pickings get slim.
Oh, man, she's funny.
Wow.
All right, how do people find you?
I'm on Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook, and I'm doing really well on TikTok as Cosmic Astrologer.
Excellent.
Is there things that people are looking for, like the key questions that they're saying, Helen, is this going to happen or what's going to happen? You see trends?
I see that when I discuss relationships that I get more views.
Okay.
People are interested in relationships because relationships are challenging. And as I said, with Venus retrograde, we're realizing what our relationships are. And if we find that we should stick with them, that they're good relationships, then we should, figure out a way to make it work.
I feel like
And
this
we
veil
can't
has
get
been
everything.
lifted. Do you feel like there's been this veil lifted on people in relationships and they're seeing what they didn't see before? It's like the funhouse mirror is gone. And now suddenly there's truth. Is that with the planets and
Well,
changing?
that's what happens with Venus in Aries. They're seeing what's happening in relationships, but then it retrograded back into Pisces. So now they're feeling things more than, thinking about relationships. They're feeling, do I really feel it? And if I feel it, how can I make it work? So it's a reassessing of the relationships. But if you started a new relationship and you thought it was going to be great, the Venus retrograde is going to make you think otherwise once you realize and have reassessed the fact. When it goes forward, you're going to say, if it lasts that long, when it goes forward, you may either have a separation or decide that we're not coming together.
I got to tell you, only a woman will call a relationship the fun house. Only a woman would do that.
Why?
Because if a man ever said that,
the beginning.
he gets slapped around, and he ain't no hockey, he ain't no ice puck.
Well,
he gets slapped around, he get insulted.
When you're in the beginning of a relationship, that honeymoon
cannot
phase,
believe-
and you go out dating, and everything's great, and they love you. Next thing you know, you're hanging out on your friend's
said the
couch, you're not
word
going out. Funhouse?
Funhouse.
A funhouse mirror.
Wow.
Is what I said.
Wow, that is...
'Cause it's
It
distorted.
just blew my mind right
Because it can be distorted until you actually get out of the funhouse
Men
mirror
don't
and see
think
what
that
the
way. We
realization
don't think
is.
about funhouse. We think about seriousness.
You think about the funhouse is what you think about.
We think about what happens behind the mirror. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the
So
funhouse.
the other thing is on Saturday is the full moon.
It's
and
a
the
full
moon will
moon?
be in Libra, and
I
the
thought we
sun
just had
in
a full moon.
Aries.
Last month.
That was a new moon.
Huh?
And so now the negotiations begin. It's good for starting lawsuits, for settling lawsuits.
Don't bring that up.
It's good for diplomatic relationships. So as you know, they're going to be negotiating the tariffs with all the countries. So they're setting up meetings. They're negotiating with Iran. So hopefully the parties will be able to use diplomacy to come together in the middle. And if not, then it's going to be the last straw.
So how does that affect Passover?
What does that mean, the last straw?
That means that if the negotiations don't work by the full moon, then there will be no negotiating.
That's ridiculous. Oh, okay.
You know, until the planets change signs again.
And we've got Passover and Easter in the next 10 days.
We have Palm Sunday on Sunday, and Passover starts on Sunday. So I wish everybody who's
This
celebrating Passover
Saturday night, yeah.
a happy holiday. And let's just enjoy our family, enjoy our relationships, and have confidence that our future is going to be great.
It's interesting. It's definitely Holy Week. Passover starts Saturday night. Palm Sunday is the next day. Then you move into Good Friday, Easter Sunday. Passover ends. I mean, this is the coming together of everything. And this truly is Holy Week of every religion coming together pretty much.
Is this Lent
we'll see what happens.
for Catholics starting Sunday? Is it start? Lent?
Palm Sunday?
You give up something? Is that Lent?
Didn't Lent start on Ash Wednesday?
I don't know.
I think Lent started on Ash Wednesday and it
Which
ends
was
on
when,
Good
last
Friday.
Wednesday?
No, it was last month.
It was last month?
Yeah.
Jeez. We didn't make a big deal about it.
March 5th through April 17th.
Is Lent? Is the day you give up something?
So we're in it right now.
We're in it right
All right,
now.
so I'm going to give up hate.
For a
Amen.
week and a half.
We'll take what we can get.
Wow. So you know what I got to do?
Hallelujah.
I got to take it another extra month.
Yeah,
What did I miss, a
start
month?
Today.
Well, maybe take it 12 months. Why don't you go Lent for, give up hate for 12 months, man? Why don't you try some of that?
Interesting.
Give up
Try
hate.
it.
I want to have a shirt made that says I'm giving up hate for Lent.
Does that give up cursing too?
Then I'm going to, what? No. That goes hand in hand.
I know.
But I
So
want to
I'm
go to
thinking-
some of the places that there's a lot of hate going on right now. I want to wear that shirt.
All in.
See what happens.
All right, Helen, thank you so much. You can find Helen Archer every Tuesday right here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show or Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook and now on TikTok. So check it out. She can do your own private predictions for you based on the planets. Oh, I want you to know, I applied for my birth certificate. I should be getting it this week, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna air it to see what name
Let
is
me
on.
tell you what happened.
Now, here it comes.
The other day, I go out front and there's a FedEx for Chuck. And what's inside? A certified birth certificate. And I said to him, are you kidding me?
He didn't order yours?
He said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean, what do I mean? I thought you
Chuck,
were
not for
always
nothing.
joking, he says to me, that you don't have one. I didn't realize you really wanted it.
How long have you been married?
Forever.
37 years?
Forever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
37 years. I know the date, the time, and everything.
Insane. Can you believe he ordered his and not mine?
Chucky, baby.
What?
That's men.
Is that
Not
man?
men.
What the
No,
heck?
don't say that. That isn't fair.
Order it during Mercury retrograde?
He ordered it last Wednesday. He got it on
Yes.
Friday.
Mercury retrograde.
So you know it's gonna burst into flames one night.
I didn't know you really wanted yours.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
So I went online. I ordered mine Friday. I'll see if I get it this week. We'll see what happens. I'll let
good.
you
I
know.
wanna see
I
it.
will bring it in.
And now you're gonna get your fingerprints and your eyes redone?
Oh, you know what I saw? They were saying do not submit your facial recognition when you travel because apparently with TSA, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to do anything.
When they tell you you should, you can opt
don't have
out.
to.
You don't have to. I did not know that.
Do you know that when a cop asks you for your license or registration, you don't have to?
I already have it.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to. You don't have to hand over your
I
license.
didn't know that until I was reading this article. They said right now when everything is so messed up and you don't know what agency is going to be buying out what, like that 23andMe and all these different
None of that.
databases.
You don't have to.
You don't have
and
to.
the town hall, you know how they ask you to sign in? You don't have to. Well, it's our town hall. It doesn't matter. It's anything in public record, in a public place, post office, you don't have to. You don't even have to leave. You can walk in with a camera. Take photos of everybody except the offices, whatever. Even that's open, but whatever. They call the cops. They can't arrest you. They can't fine you. They can't do nothing.
I never realized you could actually opt out of these things.
Of course you can. Even on TSA, when they say, "Can I have your ID?" Again, you don't have to. This is the
Because
problem.
they already have it.
Because they already have
it.
Welcome to the new way.
One speeding ticket, and the officer walked up to me. He had it already printed out. He didn't care about my license. He didn't care about the insurance. He already had it all done.
This is what's happening now because people aren't giving up their information. Now, I got pulled over. I respect the blue because I was at the 3-4 in New York, and I apologize. I'm apologizing to the cop. But there was a reason why I sped, and he pulled me over, and I says, listen, I've never gotten a ticket. Explain to me what I'm supposed to do. Very honestly. He came back 15 minutes later and says, either you're lying or you ain't never got caught. You ain't never got a speeding ticket. I says, I never. He says, okay, here. And he just gave me the warning, and I went on my way. True story. But that's the way I handle it. I'm not going to look for confrontation. You know, a man has a job to do, a woman has a job to do. Let them do it. And I knew I was guilty. You know, I was going 50 and a 30.
Interesting, right?
It's just a different way of doing it. And it took me 15 minutes. They keep you there a little longer because they want you to slow down. And I was going to the radio station.
I know.
Never sped again. Now I go slow, slow, and slower.
In the left-hand lane.
I even yield.
I fly. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. This day in history coming up on the other side of this break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
Family business. It's me, my sister, and her soon-to-be husband. We've been here for about 5 years doing our thing in this beautiful little spot right in the heart of downtown Boca. We really are like that authentic New York, New Jersey, Northeast thing that you want to have when you're in South Florida. Our bagels are made from scratch every single day. They're top-notch, best you can get around here. And then lunch, chicken Caesar wrap, or like we have a beautiful avocado supreme salad. That's really, really great. And of course, all our sweets are incredible too. You know, something savory, salty, and a little something sweet after. And we will do our best to provide the best service, best food, best everything. And if there's anything you need, we'll do it.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the Amp Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, Amp Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Cafe Show with Dawn and Freddie S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink, and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Specializing in color pencils and graphite art, J. Harmon brings art to life with styles such as Art Nouveau, Ultra Realism, Abstract Realism, and Pop Art. Whether you're looking for a piece to make your walls feel like home, some flair for your office, or giving your pet the ultimate photograph, Jay Harmon has art for all. Come see some of his work in person at the Brooklyn Cafe Studio. Visit his website for prints, mugs, commission info, and more.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
On April 8, 1990, David Lynch's surreal television drama Twin Peaks premiered on ABC, launching the question, "Who killed Laura Palmer?" into the cultural zeitgeist. On April 8, 1974, Hank Aaron of the Atlanta Braves hits his 715th career home run, breaking Babe Ruth's legendary record of 714 homers. A crowd of 53,775 people, the largest in the history of Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, was with Aaron that night. On April 8, 1935, Congress votes to approve the Works Progress Administration, WPA, a central part of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal.
Microplastics and nanoplastics are tiny plastic fragments that result from the breakdown of everyday objects like packaging, containers, clothing, tires, and more. These small particles are about 5 millimeters and can be found everywhere. In a recent study said by PBS is that they have even made way into the human body. They show up in scans in blood, lungs, liver, and even brains. Due to the microplastic going through and from objects here are some recommendation by CBS.
For what we can do as individuals, right now the best advice that our team has is to reduce the amount of fats and meats in your diet. The biggest amount of uptake into your body is through ingestion. Good advice not to use a plastic cutting board, just because that's a piece of plastic that this planet probably doesn't need. The dietary piece with meats and fats is probably the best bet.
All right, that's the version that's being worked on, which is really important because we're going to play you the full version. But I know you don't like talking about this while we're uploading the new version.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
I got rid of.
I don't like it.
My plastic cutting boards. I got rid of all my plastic cooking utensils.
Somebody get me a plastic fork. I want to stir my coffee. I don't like it.
I was noticing that the plastic utensils, they absorb the smell of the laundry detergent, of the dishwasher detergent, of everything. And it's like eating soap. And I realized...
Ice cubes absorb the smell of the refrigerator.
But that's water.
No, smell the ice cube in your cup.
So you should clean them.
Smell the cup after you you've put it and
then
wash
you need to
it.
clean out your ice cube dispenser.
Smell the water. They got a gizmo on TikTok. You put it into the water and it tells you how bad it is. You ever seen that? I ordered it.
Of course you did.
Wait till you see this bad boy, and you're gonna say, "We can't drink that. We can't drink that." You're gonna be like a what is it? I know I have dementia. What's the name of the animal in the desert?
A camel.
A camel in the desert, because you ain't gonna drink no more water.
So I'll find another way. But I got all new wooden utensils. I have a new wooden cutting board, and little by little.
Wood also splinters, and you get ash in your brain.
Oh, this is microplastics. You have the regular piece now? No. All right. Chloe will have to send the full piece over.
You see? That's what happens. You get microplastic. I heard somebody say in here that men can't have children. It lowers their count from all the plastic in the body.
Yes, I just saw something about that last week.
That's a whole lot of plastic.
Microplastics are very, very damaging for the human body, both male and female.
The amount of water bottles people are consuming at the gym, men and women, what it's doing to sperm count, keeping your phone in your pocket for men. They're saying don't do that. Women should not keep it in their bras. It's radiation. Even the earbuds that you keep in your ear all the time. Everybody is. Except for the bra part.
I
Yeah.
don't keep the earbuds in my ear all the time. I listen to the Met game. 2 hours a day too much? I'll stop. You know what? I'll put it on the
Listen,
front
everyone's got to do what they have to do. You can't. No one's perfect, but if you can make some imperfect changes to sustain your life, then it's up to you. Everyone's got free will and free choice.
So let me get this right. So when I spray, what is that body spray that's in a plastic bottle? That's no good either? Externally as well as internally?
I don't know. I don't know how much is being absorbed, so maybe Chloe can find all of that information out.
There is clothing like polyester, I believe it is, that has microplastics in
Oh
it.
my God, I can't believe you just said that.
Technically, you're better off wearing like
Cotton?
and just real whole fabric.
My goodness gracious, you have no idea what you just done to my life.
Why? You know more polyester for you?
When I went home, my favorite blanket, and it reminds me of Casper, it has its colors. I put it on me, and Linda says, we're getting rid of your blanket. And I go, why? Because it has what she just described.
Polyester. They're synthetic.
And you inhale it.
Yeah.
So I'm getting rid of my favorite. So now I have nothing to drink. I have no blanket. I got nothing.
You have your own blanket?
They're getting
Is that
rid
like
of all
your
my
wubby?
clothes. What?
You have like a wubby?
A wubby? What the hell's a wubby?
Your blanket.
Yeah.
Like when you're a little
Wubby.
kid? A wubby? Like something you hold and cuddle?
Yes, I got to get rid of that. I'm getting rid of everything. My favorite shirt.
You heard what Helen
is a
just
jersey.
said. You got to get rid of the old relationships that don't serve you, so I guess your polyester blanket's going by the wayside.
That's not right. You are just so, and I got to wear cotton. I can't believe you said that. Yes, Linda, I hear you. Please stop. Too much noise in my brain. My plastics are like all on end.
You don't like, it's funny because there are some topics you love to discuss in the morning show and then we will change it, but then there are other topics that we want to discuss.
Because you're changing my life.
And you don't want to because it's
You're
hitting so
changing my
close to
life.
home.
It ain't close to home, it's past home. You're changing. You know, I like to have fun, right? You can't drink, you can't do booze, you can't chase women, can't do none of this.
You can do all of that.
No, you can't.
Why?
We already had these meetings and everything else. Everything has to be defined. It has to be perfectamundo. So you can't do any of the bad stuff. So what the hell do I want to hang out for? Well, I want to have some fun. Now, they can't even have a burger.
Are you saying in order to have fun, you have to be
Yes.
on a whole bunch of women?
Or a disruptor.
You see, how come out of that whole example, that's the only thing
Well,
you
you
heard?
said women and
Talking to the mic. How come the only thing you heard was that part?
You brought up women and alcohol.
Yes, it goes hand
Okay,
in
so
hand.
I went down the women route instead of the alcohol one because you drink anyways.
You notice the psychology of the conversation.
And yes, liquor does make things incredibly more fun. So I'm not
How
gonna.
do you know that?
I'm not gonna.
She's 20.
What do you mean?
Older than 21.
She's older than 21? Then you know what I'm talking about. When there's booze, you know, margaritas, whatever, and there's music, everybody has fun. The clubs are fun. Can't do none of that. You can't drink anymore.
Why can't you?
Because it comes in a plastic cup. I mean, why?
So that means you just have to buy the bottle.
Just drink it out of a bottle.
See?
There you go. There's resolution.
There's resolutions to everything.
You can also put your head down on the bar and let them pour the ingredients in you. I've seen that.
That works too.
You see? There's always another way.
Bring your own cup. Ask them, hey, can you use my own reusable cup for my drink?
Metal cup?
Yeah.
It tastes fun.
Okay. Pick one. Taste funny or microplastic?
Now let me ask you, can you drink beer out of a can or soda out of a can?
Like, are you asking me if I enjoy it?
No. Can you continue to do that? Because I have the latest and greatest bad news for you.
Oh, I don't really drink beer, period, or out of a can, so.
So do you know the actor that died, his wife died of that lung disease? What was the name of the actor? She died for 7 days and then he died. What's the name of
Gene
the
Hackman?
Hackman's wife.
Mm-hmm.
So the disease she died of is something in the lungs that comes from urine and feces of rats.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're thinking now that they bought soda somewhere. On the soda can, the feces or the urine of the rat was on it. It dried up. They bought
Someone
it.
literally, I don't know when this was, but someone literally found a dead rat in their soda can.
Here?
Somewhere.
Not here.
Not here. No. Like out in the world, like someone was drinking and there was something in their can. It was like a dead animal.
That's
or
horrible.
rat or-
But what they're saying is that the aluminum cans now, you have to clean them somehow. And I don't just mean putting. You ever notice how somebody takes a fruit and they put it under water? Oh, now it's clean. It ain't clean. You gotta scrub it.
Scrub it.
So I'm done
like
eating
vinegar
apples
with it,
too.
I
I'm
think.
done with that.
Wash it in a certain element, not just water.
I think it's vinegar.
So
Yeah.
now we have to wash soda cans in vinegar.
Yeah.
Do you know how funky a can smells when you wash it in vinegar? Yeah.
Just literally pour it out of the can.
No, because when you pour it out, you go across the contaminated area. You got to put a nipple on it and squeeze it out like a cow. Like a cow, yes.
Wow.
Like a cow. See what you're doing to me?
You've taken it to a whole nother level.
But it's true. If you're gonna, but if you're gonna,
we just did microplastics.
and then you can't use a nipple that's plastic because you're right back in the hole again, right? So you can't drink out of metal. Now we're out of metal. We're out of everything. What can we drink?
Glass.
A glass bottle, the lid. What's it made of?
Metal? Plastic?
Plastic. No can drink it, right? You got to find
Why?
something with a metal top. Because you're telling me you can't have plastic.
I'm telling you not to drink it, not to heat it, not to use a cutting board. I'm not telling you you can't. And if you put your food in it, you should not be heating your food in the plastic container.
You're kind of going the extreme route of I need to remove anything and everything that has plastic in it. No.
What do you mean no?
You don't.
Why would I stop one thing and it's killing me?
You trickle it down until you can maybe narrow like
Trickle?
90% of it out of your diet, but you're never going to get to 100%
But then you die of
because
it.
we live in a society where that's never going to be possible.
True.
If I cut it down to 90, that's like a slow death.
No,
if
but
I'm not gonna do it, I don't
You're
smoke
already
cigarettes.
you're already slowly dying because of all the microplastics you have now. So if you eliminate 90%
Happy
of
birthday
those,
to you too. I didn't know I was slowly
I'm just saying
dying.
I am too. Everyone in this room is. But if you eliminate 90% of that, then it's like 10% left. It's better than having.
All right, so
what you had
let
before.
me ask you this, Batwoman. So I open up the can of coffee, it's plastic, and I put 4 scoops of coffee and the water. I'm cooked. The machine is plastic. The
Actually, you want to
filter
hear something
and the
something
co-
else? Your coffee probably has mold in it.
And then they have mold too.
That's
I have
why.
mold.
That's
to buy
why if you use
mold-free
Don
coffee.
Pablo, this is mold-free coffee. As
See?
a matter of fact, they process it.
You guys set me up for this.
Not at all.
Yes.
But it's right on brand. Don Pablo, they process it so there is no mold in your coffee.
That's true. I heard about the mold. If your coffee smells funky, at the end of the day, it has mold in it. The beans have mold in it, and they grind it up and they put it in there.
It's interesting,
Most
right?
of those like main brand or whatever coffee people, it has mold.
You should but it's in plastic. Forget about the mold for a second. We'll get to that in a second. But what about it being in plastic? Can we still have coffee in plastic from a perfect Mr. Coffee plastic machine?
Good question.
Wait. You're talking about the container the coffee comes in?
Yeah.
That is fine
How
because
could
you're
that be
not
fine?
heating it up. When you heat things up in plastic, that can transfer into your food.
I
or
don't
into
heat
your
up my
drink.
straw.
What?
The straw is plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't use it.
That's because it's dangerous to the environment.
No. Stay with me. I'm talking about the plastic in
You're
your
talking
body.
about putting a plastic straw into a hot cup of coffee.
No, I'm talking about a cold soda, let's say. Can I do that?
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with it?
that's fine. Just don't chew and bite on the straw so the frickin' plastic gets in your mouth.
Do you remember as a kid, I used to always bite on the straws?
I'm just so confused.
You ready to wrap this up?
No, I want to know what I'm supposed to do. And you...
They're going to tell you, you know, there's the dirty dozen on what foods you should buy organic. We should do a whole dirty dozen on what you can and can't use plastic for.
And what you can and cannot eat. It's easier to know what you can't eat. No.
What you can't eat?
The list is longer about what you can't, so it's easier to know what you can't eat. Yeah, because you guys, you take all the fun out of it.
There's actually
no plastic.
an app that does that for you that
Is
I
it?
use. Yeah, like you scan the barcode and it tells you like if you put in your diet, let's say like you have anti-inflammatory diet, lactose-free diet, it'll tell you if it's safe for you to eat based off the ingredients. I use it when I go grocery
I'm
shopping.
depressed already.
It's pretty great.
Well, you'll be happier when Ray starts his show and have some music. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Stay dry, everyone. It is incredibly rainy outside. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show.